Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Double honors to the Apostle GMS. This is how I look coming at you in this video. In this video, I want to do a show on Matthew 6 and 33. Well, I want to start off with that scripture and go on to other scriptures as the show goes on, of course. So this first scripture is going to just tie into all the rest of the scriptures. And I'm just going to begin. It says, Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Now, as you can clearly see, this is the blue letter Bible. Okay? This is not a red letter, of course. But this is Yahushua speaking. Yahushua is the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay? I was looking to see if it was a verse that said it was him that was speaking. But you have to go back to Matthew, the 5th chapter. They call these chapters Matthew 5, 6, and 7. They call them the Beatitudes. But this is Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. It says, But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Right, so seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So first thing first, you have to seek the kingdom. The kingdom is what comes before everything else. Everything else is secondary. Okay? Everything else is secondary to the kingdom of heaven. So it says, But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness. Look at the word seek. See what that means, seek. Okay? Go for it, seek. Is it Theo? Is that the eel?
Strong's G 2212.
Zeteo. It says to seek in order to find. To seek a thing. To seek in order to find out. By thinking, meditating, reasoning, to inquire into, to seek after, seek for, aim at, strive after. To seek, i.e. require, demand, to crave, demand something from someone. So when it says seek ye the kingdom, it means to crave the kingdom. Okay, to crave the kingdom. Look at the word crave on the etymology website. As you can see that on the right side of your screen, other scriptures I just did a show, but the show came out black. So what I'm gonna do is, Lord willing, like just put a picture up. You know, I'm one brother just looking at a black screen or anything, because I was on a blue letter doing the screen capture. You won't be able to see none of the scriptures I went to, but you'll be able to hear everything. But it says, crave, verb, Old English, Craffian, ask, implore, demand by right. Would you have a right to the kingdom because we're the children of Israel? But the kingdom is Yahushua's kingdom, the one the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and we're joint heirs with him. When I say we're joint heirs, I mean the children of Israel begin with the elect, the 12,000 out of each of the 12 tribes, which are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the 1/3, which the 1/3 is a part of, which the 144,000 is a part of that 1/3. It says the demand, Old Norse, krefja, to demand, perhaps related to craft, and its base sense of power, current sense to long for, eagerly desire, is circa 1400, probably through intermediate meaning to ask very earnestly. So it basically means to ask or to demand by right, or to long for. Okay? So we longing for the kingdom. That's what we're looking for. And as you see here, it says to seek in order to find out. By thinking, meditating, reasoning, to inquire to. And what that reminds me of is that scripture when it says, what's that scripture? When it says, the prophets have diligently searched for. I think that's in 1 Peter, 2nd chapter. Or maybe it's in 2 Peter, the 1st chapter. Let me get that real quick. Alright, 1 Peter 1 and 10. 1 Peter, 1st chapter. 1 Peter 1 and 10. 1 Peter 1 and 9. Receiving the end of your salvation, even the salvation of your souls. receiving the end of your faith with even the salvation of your soul. So the end of your faith comes when you receive the salvation of your souls, because because you were maintaining your faith until the end, you receive salvation of your soul. Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently. So the prophets inquired and searched diligently. They asked, they implored. Okay, they questioned, they longed for. Look at that word inquired.
Strong's G 1567. Exateo.
Exateo. To seek out, search for, to seek out, i.e. investigate. Scrutinize, to seek out for one's health, which scrutinize means to examine. Beg, crave, to demand back, require. To demand back, that takes me back to Acts the first chapter. Wilt thou at this time restore? Let me go to that real quick. It says to demand back. When you demand this in the back, it's because you once had it. Let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 6. These are the disciples speaking. Yahushua says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Yahushua, wilt thou at this time? I'm saying Yahushua, not Lord, because they're speaking to the Lord, but the Lord's name is Yahushua. And he said unto them, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Yahushua, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? They were asking. That's why Peter said what he said. The prophets have inquired, because he was one of the prophets that inquired. He inquired too. He wanted to know as well. Was not Peter here with the Lord this time? Okay. It says, when they therefore, when you read on, it mentions them, everybody that was there. In Acts, the first chapter, the 13th verse. And Peter was one of them, as you can clearly see here. I'm not going to read the verse. You could just look at it. But it says, when they therefore come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? So they were asking the Lord, was he going to restore again the kingdom to Israel? Because they longed for the kingdom. They craved the kingdom. They didn't want to be under the rulership of the Romans. They never wanted to be in rulership of the Romans. Okay? Nor do we want to be in rulership of the modern Roman Empire, which is America. We want to rule, man. But going back, the word inquire is exateo, or exateo, and it says to seek out for oneself, beg, crave, investigate, scrutinize, to seek out, search for, to demand back, require. So we're demanding the kingdom back. We're asking the Lord to restore again the kingdom unto Israel. Of which 1 Peter 1:10, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. When you go back into things like, for example, Deuteronomy the 18th chapter, when Moses, I believe 18 and 14, when Moses spake of Yahushua, spake of that prophet that was to come, that was to Yahushua, and all throughout the Old Testament. Okay? There's more I can get into there, but I'm going to end that right there, because there's a lot of the scripture I want to get to. Okay? Now let me go back to, let's see, what scripture is this? Alright, finish that, Matthew 6:33. I'll read it again as a matter of fact. I didn't finish the whole thing, I don't think. But seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, which his righteousness is what? The scriptures. You got to do what the scriptures say do. And all these things shall be added unto you. All of these things will be added unto you. Whatever it is that we desire. And you can read about that when you read Matthew 6th chapter. Okay? All the things will be added unto us. That's why you remember previous verses, Yahushua spake and said, take no thought what you're going to eat or drink or where you're going to be clothed, because all these things going to be added unto us. When we get in the kingdom, in other words, we're not going to have no worries. That's why Yahushua said, don't take no thought into what you're going to drink, what you're going to eat, or how you're going to be clothed. Don't be worried about that. And the scripture said, when we see the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, in other words, we do what the scriptures say do, we're going to, all these things going to be added unto us, meaning we're going to be taken care of. And ultimately, that's going to happen when we get into the kingdom. In the kingdom, we're not going to have no worries for real. You know? We're gonna be sitting on thrones, man. Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart. Look at that word arise. I don't want to just read over words. Quawum or quam. Go back. It says to rise. That's quam. Quawum or quam. Quam, like Kwam Yashala, which means rise, Israel. It says to rise, arise, stand, rise up, stand up. Okay? To cause to arise, raise. See, to confirm, ratify, establish, impose. So basically it means to rise up, to stand. And that's what they're asking the Lord to do. That's what the Lord is telling us to do, to arise. But he's telling us to arise also, but also to depart. Which that comes in Hebrew, yalak. Depart in Hebrew is yalak. And it says to go, walk, come, to go, walk, come, depart, proceed, move, go away. To die, live, man of life, figuratively. To lead, bring, lead away, carry, cause to walk. So depart means just that. To depart. And see, it says to die. And that's what happens when we become dead to this world. So basically what it means is to go. So when we depart, we gotta go. We gotta separate ourselves from this world, man. From this damn kingdom. We gotta just walk away. Move, go away. And it says man of life. See that? To die, live, man of life. So we're living into it, we're dying or dead to this world, but living into Yahushua, a new manner of life. So when it says to depart, it means to change your ways, change your way of living. Okay? Like if somebody say, man, I left that alone. I left my old life alone, or I departed from my own life, from my old life, excuse me. I left that alone, or I departed from that. Or I walked away from that. Okay? I turned my back on it. You departed. Arise, so Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This place is not our rest. Look at that word there, for this is not your rest. It says, manawaka. And it says, rest in place, rest in place, rest, quietness, comfortable. Let me see. Right, and to give you a reference to Isaiah 20:12, where it says, this is the rest where we cause the weary to rest. See Isaiah 20:12, and it says, this is the rest. This is the way to enjoy tranquil felicity. And that's basically what this is speaking of. To be in tranquility, or to be at peace. See the word peace right there? Peace. Like when you tranquilize an animal. Alright? Like when you tranquilize an animal, you're leaving the animal at peace. Okay? So to be tranquil means to be peaceful. So this is not our rest. This is not tranquility for us. This is not peace in us. This is not comfortability. Alright? This isn't quiet. This isn't ease or comfortable. And see, it says, hence, concretely, an abode, or where you abide, where you live, where you reside. Comfortable, ease, quiet, rest, or resting place, still. It's not the still waters for us. The still waters is not here in America. America is raging waters. You know? It says, arise ye and depart. Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, because it is polluted. America is polluted. Look at the word polluted. Okay? Tama. And it says, to be unclean, become impure. That's basically what you gotta get right there. And it says sexually, religiously, ceremonially, which the Bible don't teach religion. It's really about spirituality. It's laws, statutes, and commandments. Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, and laws, statutes, and commandments, prophecies, judgments. The word religion doesn't appear in the Bible. When you look it up, it means worship. That's in the book of James. And that's basically what it says here. To defile oneself, to be defiled, to become unclean. Sexually, you know. There's all kinds of men of sexual immorality going on here. Men with men, women with women, human beings with animals. You know what I'm saying? All kind of madness going on. You know what I'm saying? All kind of madness going on. You know? Religiously, they got all kinds of so-called religions in this country. Islam, so-called Christianity, Roman Catholicism, Buddhism, Hinduism, atheism, ceremonially, you know. They got people drinking grapefruit juice and eating cookies, talking about this is the Lord's body, and this is the Lord's. They're talking about this is the Lord's blood and the Lord's body. You eating grapefruit juice and cookies, man? What the hell wrong with you? Grapefruit juice and crackers. It's madness. You know. Another way, ceremonially, all these different holidays, which are basically ceremonies to the pagan gods. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. These are all worship of a woman, Queen of Heaven worship, basically. Christmas. That go back to worship of Semiramis and Tammuz. That go back to ancient Babylon. Halloween, which is basically worship of demons. You know? Okay, but this is what ultimately is about being unclean in various ways, spiritually. You know, that's spiritual uncleanliness right there. This place is polluted. All kinds of phallic symbols all over the place. You know, the Washington Monument is a phallic symbol, which is an uncircumcised erect penis. An uncircumcised erect penis. That's what a phallic symbol is. A phallus or phallic symbol is. Arise ye and depart, meaning to go away and depart. Arise ye to stand and depart, or to walk away or go away, to change your manner of life. For this is not your earth. This is not our comfortability. This is not tranquility for us. Because it is polluted, it is unclean. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction. And that's true. Let's go to Deuteronomy 12 and 30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. After that they be destroyed. So it says, Deuteronomy 12 and 29. When Yahweh Shem Shah, thy power shall cut off all the nations from before thee, whether thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them and dwellest in their land. So when the Most High cut off the nations before us, the Most High was when I was using us to cut the nations off, to kill them and take their land. When we went to possess the land and we succeeded against them in war, we were going to dwell in their land. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. So take heed that you don't be snared by following them. That you don't be entrapped by following them, meaning what? Following their ways. After that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, and don't inquire after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. And that's basically what happened. Israel conquered these nations, and in the process of time, Israel started worshiping their gods. Like here in America. The children of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, we were conquered by the so-called white man, which is Esau. And our people started worshiping their gods, says Borgia, or who the world calls Jesus Christ. We started celebrating all of their so-called holidays. Why? Because the children of Israel inquired after their gods, saying, how did they serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. You know, our people out there going to the gyms, like engaging in certain activities Greeks engage in, like orgies. Orgies goes back to the worship of Dionysius in ancient Greece. Dionysius. And you got a lot of people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, practicing orgies, man. How did the nations serve their gods? How did they serve Dionysius? Even so, likewise. And you following them, you having orgies too. You might not know that always go back to the worship of Dionysius, but you're doing it. You're engaging in that practice. Okay? There's more to that, but there's more verses I could have read, but that was the point I wanted to get to on that. And this is Psalms 55 and 2. Psalm 55 and 1. A Psalm of David, it says, "Give ear to my prayer, O Yahweh Bashim Yashah. I hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise." So we ask the Most High to attend unto us, to take heed to what it is that we're saying. And it says, "I mourn in my complaint." Shayach. It says meditation, complaint, musing, complaint, following are dubious, musing, anxiety, trouble, talk. So we mourn in our complaint. We're complaining to the Lord, man. In our prayer, in our talk. Alright? We're asking the Lord to get us the hell up out of here. We're complaining to Him, man. We mourn to Thee in our complaint. We mourn to Thee in our what? Meditation. Meditation is basically like when you're like in deep thought. That's the last scripture I'm gonna get. Let me go right here real quick. See? Meditation Now, etymology website, Etym Online. Circa 1200. Contemplation, devout, preoccupation, devotions, prayer. From Old French, meditation, thought, reflection, study. And directly from Latin, meditation, a thinking over, meditation. So we mourn to the Most High in our complaint. We mourn to the Most High in our meditation. That's when we're speaking to the Most High through our prayers. So with that, I'm going to close. I hope we've learned something. And I'm going to say Shalom.